Off the Record, a show where we have conversations with dope people from all across the culture in hopes to bring you plenty game and more insight.
Yes, sir. And today we got a special edition Off the Record. We coming live from New York, Brooklyn, New York.
On location, baby. Let's go.
You know what I mean? And this episode is a little different than what we used to do. We don't have a guest today. So what we're going to do is we kind of just want to give y'all a backstory of how we created the show.
Because we're asked so many times.
Exactly. Our relationship, you know what I mean, and how we go about getting the guests and how we kind of came up with the idea, you know what I mean. And so basically, like, it just because people think that this is some like hard thing to do when it's really not. So we really just kind of had an idea and we just kind of moved on it.
Right.
So basically, you want to talk about how you've been kind of trying to do like a show.
I've been trying to talk this fool into doing this
Yeah.
for years, months, very long time. And it was to a point where it was like, look, when he's ready, it's gonna happen. We knew that this shit was gonna pop off and it was gonna be fire.
The reason why I was against it is just because he wanted to do like more of a topical podcast where me and him were talking about albums and shit like that. Mm. And I'm an artist, like I didn't want to come out the gate critiquing music or talking about topical subjects that's on the shade room and shit like that, because that just looks mad corny. So I was like, okay, like if we're gonna do this, like let's do it this way. Let's talk to this guest, let's talk to that guest about, like basically let's go about it a certain type of way. And so once I kind of like came up with that conclusion to where it's just like, if we're gonna do it, this is how we should do it. I called him up. I was like, hey bro, I think that we should like you've been trying to get me to do it. Like let's just go ahead and do it.
These are my terms and conditions, he said though.
Yeah. But so we met up. I was like, let's meet up tomorrow. We met up at some little coffee spot. And then we kind of like, and then I said how I feel about it, and then like the vision that I wanted to do, and then we're like, boom, okay, cool, and then we just started brainstorming. That same hour, we came up with the name Off the Record. We were just brainstorming shit, like okay, because we're both big music people, and then and Off the Record just sounded dope. Like we were brainstorming ideas, like I think I said off the top at first, and we was like, is that it? I don't know, and then Tim was like, Off the Record, and we was like, ooh, that's it. Yeah. Like
and this all came about at a typical entertainment meeting at a coffee shop, by the way.
Yeah. And then
all these things happen at coffee shops.
And then I want people who want to do something, like they need to, they need to keep this in mind. Move. Think less, be strategic, but move. Right. So we came up with like literally the day before I was like, okay, like I'm with it. You know what I mean? Let's do it. Yep. Next day, boom. This is how we want to do it. This is the direction that we want to go. We came up with the name. Yeah. The next day, okay, boom, we got to get a logo. That night, I went home and just got this app on my phone and fucking like came up with the logo. Like what you see now, the Off the Record logo. I did that shit on my phone. We sent it to this graphic designer.
That was the first and original logo.
Yeah, that was it. Like we sent it to this graphic designer that I know, or that we know, that we've worked with in the past. I mean that Tim actually found on Craigslist, by the way. Like I'm just saying all these little details so y'all can be aware of the things that you're gonna do. Right. We put it out. We were looking for you on Craigslist. Tim already got it from Craigslist. We did work with her in the past, and so I drew up the logo. I sent it to her so we can get a vector image, a transparent image,
the AI, all the shit that we don't really know.
All that shit that you need to research on if you don't, because these are like simple terms. But she sent it back to us. Boom, we got the name, we got the logo. Yep. And then we was like, okay, like we have to make the disc move. Mm-hmm. We gave
little motion logo.
Yeah. And we gave it to. Who the fuck did we give it to? Who made a move? Was it?
Do we have to say the name?
Okay, yeah, we gave it to another video editor.
Right.
And he made the disc move. Right. As far as the logo.
You always want to have like a nice motion logo too. I feel like
a nice motion logo for sure.
It's appealing to the eye in front of something. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and I did this song. Yeah. And I'm an artist, so I did a song called Brown Skin, and I thought that the instrumental, the music for that song would go well with the type of vibe that we're going for, and would just match. And so the music that you hear is instrumental from a song of mine. So we combine that with the logo. Boom. Right. Because we're big on marketing and presentation. Mm-hmm. So and then we had that in a span of 2 or 3 days.
That's it.
You know what I mean? So stop thinking and then just go. And then as far as, where we wanted to go from there, we were like, okay, like now, what's the next step? We need a place to shoot at. You know what I mean? And so, I'll let you, explain that.
So in every single city that you live, anybody that's watching this, there's co-working spaces, there's office spaces, tons of places where you can fucking shoot anything that you want. So we had the idea of like, look, let's try to partner or do some sort of cross help with one of these places, get in contact with them directly. They'll let you shoot there, you help them market, you put their logo on there, say, hey, give them credit for the space, whatever it is, right? 9 times out of 10, it's absolutely going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think we got lucky. On the first one, it ended up happening.
Yeah.
So we originally shot in a music studio that in San Diego, in Barrio Logan, that we shot at for the first couple.
But let me tell you just how we came upon this. Just let y'all know how just fire Tim is at doing what he does, because we both play a role. We play to our strengths.
Right.
I bring.
By the way, that's one of the only reasons, the only way
Yeah.
that these types of things work. We both know exactly what our strengths are. I know what I suck at, and I know exactly where to like not get involved in, because you have to trust the other person that you're working with. So
exactly. So basically, how we got the spot that we ended up shooting at. We shot at a few different spots, but I was scouting locations for a music video that I wanted to shoot in San Diego, California, which is where we're from, which is where we kind of want to base the show out of, because there's no real industry there. And so we, I was on Peerspace, an app called Peerspace, which creatives know. That's an app that you get on to look for places to shoot at, whether it's a warehouse,
garage, anywhere,
like whatever. And so, this location came up, and so and I was talking to Tim, and it was actually his birthday 2 years ago, and I was saying, yo, I'm about to actually go, check out this spot for the music video that I'm trying to do. And he was like, oh, I'm gonna come with you. Like, I'm gonna just come and just look at the location. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, this, that, just whatever. He pulls up. We go check out the spot. We love it. And Tim starts talking to the owner of the location. Meanwhile, like, I'm telling you that this is like, he had 20 minutes prior, he had no idea that this is what he was gonna do. And this is on his birthday. You know what I mean? Like, so, and I'm in San Diego scouting this location, and he's just with me. He's just coming with me. He starts talking to the owner, and I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? Because we realized the potential in that location.
Right.
And then there's a price that we have to pay to book out the location for a certain amount of hours. I wanted to book out the spot for like 4 to 6 hours, and then I would have to pay,
shoot the video.
Yeah, to pay a certain fee. And so, like the next day, I'm having lunch with my other boy, Reggie. Tim calls me, and I was like, hey, you're going to be able to shoot there for free. And I'm like, what? Yo, the people at the location that I went to visit, they just offered me a job. And so I'm like, what? He's like, yes. So they offered me a job. They want me to do this, that, and the third, because they know what I could bring to this location. Mm-hmm. And so because of that, you could shoot the music video here for free. And I've done multiple things at that location for free. So because Tim was able to provide a service, he was able to bring them content and bring them guests that hasn't come through. So because of that, they were willing to do whatever we wanted.
Right.
And then from there, like we were able to shoot, we had connections that we made at that location, mm-hmm. which we were able to shoot at other
carried
locations.
over.
Yeah.
Every location that we've been to since.
You gotta just provide something,
right?
And then somebody you have to be willing to pay, but if you can kind of like figure out a way to provide them value, then like people will work with you. You know what I mean? And yeah.
Just to touch on what he said, we pay.
We do
for sure.
We pay our cameraman, we pay our social media guy, we pay
audio
guy,
we pay
whatever
the
we
whole
need.
thing.
Like we're not afraid to do that.
Right. So you definitely be willing to pay, because if you're just trying to get people for the cheap and not just for the cheap but for free, that's just not going to work, and people are going to hate you for that. But we were able to provide services for people that then we could benefit too, and we could shoot places. We have great locations, and that's what we've been able to do this whole time.
And then as far as like the next step after we figured out the logo, the name, the vision, where we're going to shoot at.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, how do we go about getting the guests? But we had to decide we had to be clear on the type of guests that we wanted to talk to.
when I had mentioned contingencies before, this is what it was.
Yeah.
We knew what we wanted to do, and what B brings to this, which is a lot that I don't have, is he has a very clear vision, and not only that, but it's just a dope clear vision of what it is and how to really like stay true to us and branding and how it looks and like the whole nine. And
it's just like being like aware of the pulse of the culture and the perception of everything.
Right.
So Tim brings a lot of like he connects the dots. That's what he does.
But as far as the tapped in person,
I'll say that okay, we need to talk to this person. We need to talk to this person.
Right.
And then at first Tim was throwing out names that obviously like we're not gonna stay, but I'm like nah, we can't do that. That's corny. That's whack. Or
very corny and whack.
Yeah. And so I'll say that these are the type of people that we need to talk to.
Yeah.
Like even these are the type of people that we need to reach out to.
The people that I was saying was like, who's in the tabloids now? Who's the hot right now for the next 5 seconds? Let's get them on.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna be. Even if it's for the wrong reason.
And I didn't want the show to be like I didn't want to talk to those type of guests. I didn't want to have those type of guests on the show. I don't give a fuck how hot they are for the moment.
Right.
It's like like I don't even want to mention stuff that's super timely just because like I don't want people to be like, oh yeah, this interview was shot in 2021. Like I don't want to mention dates and shit like that. And I got that from Dr. Dre. I remember Dr. Dre said that he doesn't even mention years
in the songs
in his songs because he doesn't want to be dated, and that's how I kind of wanted to treat what we're doing now. I don't want to mention stuff that's super timely. Of course, there's stuff that you just can't avoid, like the Corona shit, whatever. Like you kind of have to talk about that now, so we're cool about that. But moving,
that's even timeless in history though, so people are gonna be going back to that.
And so I was kind of bringing that. I was like, okay. Then I would look for people on Instagram and just send their profile to Tim. Say, okay, we need to reach out to this person, and then boom, and then we just went from there. And then all the people that I was sending, Tim would just reach out to, and then you gotta have a lot of. There's gonna be disagreements.
Right.
Like you guys, you and your partners might not be on the same page all the time.
That's cool.
But you have to come to some type of middle ground.
Right.
And then just go from there. So yeah.
And I think that's what I had to learn the most because everybody that he was sending me, I wasn't super familiar with all of them at all, but I knew, okay, they're tapped in. They're so, culturally big too, to where it would just be dope to have a conversation with them. And so now we're gonna get into how this ended up working. He sends me tons of people all the time, right? And that's where like the trust comes in too, of where he sends them to me, but immediate reach out, right? And that's just, you have your list together ready to go.
How do you reach out?
Okay, so now this is gonna happen. Google is your fucking friend, I promise you. Like you can find anything you want on the internet. The fact that like people ask this question is still like insane to me that this is a question. You can find someone's email. You can find someone's just be able to contact it.
Do we pay these guests?
We do not pay these guests. I'm so glad you're asking these questions too.
Gotta ask them.
These are the important questions. We do not pay guests. We have never paid guests. We never will pay guests. I'm gonna put that right here.
Facts.
That will never ever happen. And the few guests that have asked for money too, that's corny as shit. And I'm just gonna say that that's like.
There's been a few. There's
definitely been a few.
There's been some some legends that's been like,
and the amounts are even funnier than the fact that they're asking for money. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So Google's your friend. What I always want to do when we're reaching out to a guest is I want to reach out to them personally or somebody that's in their camp or a direct person. I never try to.
I'm gonna interrupt you real quick. Okay, because Tim is very well at following up with the guests, saying the right things. You got to be professional as far as when you're reaching out to these people because
very professional.
People will even people have reached out even to me on Twitter, whatever,
right.
And then their opening statement will be, "Yo,
yeah, hey, what's up?"
That's it. No, yo,
yeah.
And then I'll just reply for shits and giggles like, "Yo, what's up? Hey, I see what y'all doing. We trying to do but I'm already tuned out because you hit me with yo,
yeah.
Don't come at me, and I'm not even on no type of level, but don't come at nobody like that, if you want to be serious.
Right.
Don't say, yo, and all this bullshit. I don't give a fuck. Like, come on, man. Like, be serious.
You
be
gotta
approachable.
think
You know what I
too
mean?
that
Like,
9 times out of 10 these people have professional agents,
yeah,
corporate agents that are huge, and you gotta be able to give them more than, yo,
bro. Like,
we wanna
don't
have
talk to me
so-and-so,
like
like,
I'm
what
your
the fuck?
homie from
Yeah.
around the way. I'm
Yeah.
not.
We're
Like,
not.
even if I was,
and not only
you know what I mean?
they're not, they don't want to be your friend.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
like,
they want their client.
But even if I was,
yeah.
But even if I was, come at me with be business minded. Let me know that you focused. Let me know that you serious. Don't hit me with, yo, you know, like I seen an interview by 50 Cent. He was like, you know, like some rappers in the street, they'll come at him like, yo, put me on.
Yeah.
But 50 was like, yo, they'll never come at Jimmy Iovine like that.
Yeah.
They'll come at him with like you know,
excuse me.
yeah, they'll come at Jimmy Iovine with a whole fucking PowerPoint presentation, all that. Don't come at me with, yo, what's up? Put me on, bro. Come on, dog. I don't know you. Like, I don't like we both black. Like whatever, dog. Like hit me. Like be professional. Be serious because you have to be a well-versed, well-rounded person. You got to know how to just talk to people. You know what I mean? Like you got to know how to do that.
Because they've been in the industry. All these people are in the industry. They deal with professional shit all day, every day, so they can weed out the shit that's not even serious. So
we had Tony Robbins. Like we had Tony Robbins, right? Tim courted Tony Robbins for like a 2 months, and mind you, we have no history of shows.
Right.
We have no big viewership.
Nope.
All these guests that have been on our show, we're not doing them a favor. Yes,
No.
we're giving them content.
Right.
You know, like, and yes, we're showing them the ultimate respect about how we conduct our show, but it's not a thing for them. Like basically, like we're not doing them a favor. They're doing us a favor by doing our shit. They don't know us.
Right.
Tony Robbins just did our show because
we
recorded it for 2 months.
And what I think it is too is that there's so much fake shit in this industry. Period. That when you come at them professional and just real about what you do, they just respect that more than anything else. So for the Tony Robbins stuff, believe it or not, found Tony's direct contact. So we were talking, me and him, for 2 months, getting him on the show, talking about life, talking about families, talking about kids, talking about what he's up to, this and that, what they have coming up, talking about the show. We send him clips, like the whole 9. Wow, this is great, looks awesome, let's do it. And then, hey, hit me at this certain time. So this is where professionalism comes in. And when you have to be very precise of what you're going to do. When he said, I want you to call me on this day, and then we're going to make it happen.
Call him.
I fucking called him at 8 a.m. that same day. And he answered. And then what he ended up saying was, let's do it. And then he immediately reached out to his PR team, his agency, and he said, I want you to set this up, and I'm going to take it from here. So then, boom. What he ended up doing was doing that, and then they already knew that they wanted to do it. They got the word from Tony. We set it up 3 weeks later. Tony was on the show.
Boom. And so we sent out a lot of emails.
By the way, thank you to Jamie. She actually sent she sent my daughter a kid book.
She did?
Yeah, she sent Coco a little book.
That's fire.
Yeah,
that's fire. That's fire.
So shout out to Jamie. Thank you so much. Yeah.
So like that's how we go about getting guests. Like it's a lot of follow-ups, like emails, whatever. But then like obviously that's not the easiest thing to do because you know like we might send out a lot of emails, a lot of DMs. You know what I mean? Like and then we'll get a few bite backs. But once you get those first couple of ones, now you have somewhat of a resume saying, hey, you know we have footage like we did. Like we had Karen Civil, Dame Dash, Tony Robbins, but then again, you might have a guest, and these are millionaires that are busy, like they have lives, so you can't take a lot of this shit personal. But for like the Dame Dash episode, for instance, we wanted him so bad that like these are hurdles that you're gonna have to jump. He rescheduled 4 or 5 times before we actually locked him down. So the episode that we had, it took us like 4 or 5 times to get him. And when I say locked down, I mean like the crew's already paid. The studio time is paid.
We're in the studio.
We're there. Yeah. Okay, like we're ready to go. Questions is out. Yeah. His manager or his assistant's like, "Yo, Dame is ready.
We're here."
2 minutes before.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. Can we do tomorrow or next week? That happens.
It will.
And now that happens often.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So the thing is that like if you're building a name, expect people to kind of play you a little bit. Don't take it personal.
Right.
Do they have to do you this favor? No, they don't. You're nobody.
You know what I mean? Like, you're nobody.
And that's something that we kind of had to like get used to and be aware of because Dame Dash or whoever, they don't gotta like he doing us a solid. You know what I mean? Like And so,
and you don't get used to it. I took that shit harder.
He did,
and I was like, I would get furious. I get mad. I get.
But is it annoying? Yes, because
it is. Yeah.
You paid these people. You paid the cameraman. You paid your audio guy, and then the guest is like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna do this shit next week. I don't feel like doing it. That happens. You know what I mean? So, but if you really want to get this guest, or you know, if you're really trying to do something, like, you know what, you'll kind of roll with the punches and try to like maneuver shit to where you're still able to lock it down, because Dame Dash was a bucket list for us. And I'm not trying to say this like specifically about him, because this has been like multiple guests. I'm using Dame because that is like he was a real bucket list person. And we were so like, you know what, like, we gonna get him. It was to the point to where it's just like, I didn't think we gonna have him until I actually seen his face on the Zoom.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like, counting down to the seconds, I was like, all right, whatever. And as soon as I seen his face, I was like, oh shit.
Like, it's here.
Like,
It's here. Yeah.
And then it's like, boom, like, you gotta get in the mode. Yo, Dan, what's going on? It's our pleasure, blah, blah. Like, you gotta block all those little butterflies and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then you gotta just be prepared and be ready. And then it's like, all right, like,
because they're gonna call you out. They're gonna fill it out too. Of like, oh, they're not.
And that's our most viewed show. But yeah, like you gotta roll with the punches, and you gotta stop thinking, like, you know, you
giving yourself reason to doubt.
Yeah. You really can't take none of this shit like personal, for real. And that's not the easiest thing to do. Right. You know, so but you gotta train yourself to not take this shit personal. Yeah. You know, and then just keep going. Like, how would you react once these things come out? Like, once these things, you know, happen, because even, you know, not even just with the guests, we might have some problems with production, which has happened. To where we might have had to switch audio guys or camera guys or locations last minute. Right. You know, so and that happens. So let's say that you about to shoot a show and you got such and such book, and all of a sudden you get a call, you get a call from the location that you're gonna shoot at. I'm so sorry. You guys can't shoot today. Yeah. Because
that shit happens too.
That's happened. Yep. That's happened like with us, like a few times, like in every aspect, like from the production crew to location. I promise you that it's happened. Yeah. Last minute too. You know, with no you know, like with no time ahead. And so what we'll do is that we'll find out. Boom. Okay. Damn, like, we'll be pissed for like 20-30 minutes, talk shit about whatever, and then boom, okay, we gotta figure this shit out. Okay, cool.
And let me tell you something too, because I know this guy like the back of my hand too. We've been friends for a very long time. So when something like that happens and I'm the only one knows about it, it's to the point I don't even want to call him, because I know it'll just add to stress. It'll be like, oh man, let's not even deal with it. So I'll try to fix the shit before I even call him. So like, hey man, and we had a problem with location, and then it's like, hey, but we got to figure it out. We worked it out, and it's like, all right, for sure. Yeah. But I just don't want, if there's no reason to have everybody worry about it, everybody fucking stressed, we don't end up doing that.
Yeah, like, just because, and the thing is that, like, we enjoy the whole process. Like, I enjoyed coming up with the name off the record. I enjoyed, like, doing you know, coming up with the logo, and then like going back and forth with Tim about the name and like the logo. I enjoyed like location scouting, like even just now, like we in fucking New York right now, you know what I mean? Like the show is based in California, like, you know, like we came out to New York, you know, like we enjoyed putting this set together. The homie Darren helped us put this set together, and so like we enjoyed just even like that process. Like we enjoy every part of the process. Like we enjoy like getting the call from the assistant or agent, hey, such and such, they want to do the show next week at Tuesday. That is fire. Like I enjoy coming up with the questions. Now we're gonna get into just kind of like what I bring to the table and what Tim brings to the table, just to clear up anything. First off, there might be, you know, like me and Tim, we have good chemistry on camera, but that's because this has been like my brother, you know what I mean, for like going on 20 years.
Bro, almost
like,
20. It's been
almost 20 years. Like
16 years.
Yeah, so like I've known him since like we've been tight since like exactly like we've been tight since high school, like real tight. And so and that's why this shit just like flows well. This isn't like like we two randoms that just kind of like seeing potential. Like we've kind of always wanted to do this. Like we said earlier, Tim has been trying to get me to do this with him for a while. It's been a while. and so this is what like I bring to the table and what he brings to the table. So Tim, he's very good at finding the person that you need to talk to, and then he's very good at following up, sending emails, and like I'm good at that stuff too. But Tim, he takes pride in that.
Right.
You know, like
it's the chase for me.
Yeah.
For me, it's always been the chase. Oh, you don't think we can get them?
Yeah.
You guys don't think we can get them? They don't think we can get so and so. Let's go get so and so.
And that's a lot of work, by the way.
Yeah. Let's go get so and so.
And that is very time consuming. Like if you're constantly trying to book these guests, don't think it's gonna take one call, one email, one DM, bro. But follow up with these people all the time, like every other day type shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I know how time consuming that is, because I'll be hitting Tim like, yo, did you hear back from such and such? Did you hear back from such and such? Did you hear back? How many emails did you send? Like, and I'm knowing that it's a lot of work, but I'm so anxious to get a guest done. So I'm like, bro, like, what's going on? And I understand that can get frustrating and annoying. So when it's showtime, that's why on camera, like, you might see me like asking the majority of the questions. That's by design, you know.
100%.
So with the show, it's my responsibility, and me being a writer, and me like really researching, knowing these people. I'm asking the majority of the questions, and then Tim, like he's getting in where he fits in on the interview. Like he's feeding off of the questions that I'm asking, and he's feeding off of the answers that the guest is giving us. But it's my responsibility to I have the majority of the questions. You don't even have to talk if you don't want to.
Every piece of preparation.
Yeah. Because before that, like Tim is doing so much work. So I'm like, yo, like Showtime, I got it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't do the research. Like, I got that. And then, like that's why like you might see the show and I'm talking to the majority of the time. But that's why it was my idea to say, okay, because I'm doing that and because you do what you do, I want you to open up the show. Like you say, hey, like, and I'm saying this just so you guys can understand the attention that we're paying, the attention that we're putting to the smallest details. So even towards like how we open the show, so the things that we say, like I open.
Let me cut right here. So you guys that have a team that are so fucking set on egos and want so and so's name first, so and so shit first. You better get rid of that shit because you might as well just quit now. Because that is not going to work. Someone's leaving at some point if that's the case. So I'm just letting you know, there's no egos like at all. It doesn't even none of that shit.
Yeah, because like on camera, I'm asking the majority of the questions, but I'm knowing that off camera, Tim is doing a lot of work. And so like on camera, I'm like, bro, like I want you to open, like you need to open up the show, close the show. In the middle, I'll do like the body of it.
Right.
And so, but. You know, that's why I need you to open up the show, close the show. Even on our Instagram, like it's hosted by Tim and MB. I'm like Tim, like I could have really pushed and been like, you know what, like, no, it's hosted by MB and Tim. Like, and Tim wouldn't give a fuck. Like, but I'm like, no, that was me. That was like, no, you open the show and close the show. Your name's first. You know, like even these might seem like things that might not matter.
No, but they're gonna matter.
But I'm like, no. Like there needs to be a structure to like how we do certain things. Like, and that's so I'm like, no, you open the show, you close the show. I'll ask the majority of questions. I want your name to be first. Like, and that way, like it all like makes sense. And so we just started building from there, and then we started thinking about other things that we could add, and that's why like I ask us like 5 questions that I ask every guest,
which is
a
super staple of the show.
Yeah, it's a staple.
I always recommend you guys gotta have something that sets you apart from everybody else. So we were thinking about that, and then what about these introspective questions from the heart to get people in touch with them as people, right? And when you see those questions of like the last act of kindness that you did, a bad habit you want to drop, a good habit you want to get back. Like that shit, no one is asking. I'm letting you guys know that now. But that is shit that people want to know. That's things that people want to know. I want to know these things about those people. So.
And I want to make this clear as far as like what our style of questions about the show. When I'm approaching these questions, like, okay, because even like for example, like my boy, not to go back to the name of that episode, he was talking to me. He was like, oh yeah, like I know you're a huge hip hop fan. You could have talked to Dame Dash about 2 hours worth of hip hop shit. There's a reason why in the episode I'm not asking him about his past and Rockefeller. Like, trust me, I could talk his ear off about music shit. Right. But he, like, certain artists and certain people, they've been asked these same similar questions
all day, every day.
We want this show to focus on, okay, like okay, like we know how you did, like we know how you got, okay, like we know where you're at now. We want to know the nitty gritty. How did you get to where you're to where you're at? Not the stay motivated. Don't let shit get to you. Stay like not none of the fluff shit. That is important.
But on a human level.
Like I need to know, like we need to know the exact, like okay, like A to B. Like I'm already motivated. I don't need to hear you need confidence, all that shit.
Right.
Okay, Carl Kanai, how did you start your clothing line? Do you sew or do you like how do you pick up your garments from factories? We need to know that.
Like those details. Details.
Yeah, like for that fashion designer. Like don't tell us
not the typical,
be motivated,
hey, who inspired you?
Yeah, you inspire me. Okay, that's great. Okay, like now after that, let me know A to Z. And so like that's the type of questions that we want to ask. Like, and then we want to talk about the stuff that that you're doing away from your career. Just because, we'll talk to an athlete, okay, like a retired athlete. Okay, like what kind of businesses are you in?
Right.
And then of course, like we're such a fans of their career that like of course we'll put in a couple of like hip hop, NBA questions,
but
like,
making it personal too.
Yeah.
Right?
But the majority of it's like, you know what? I'm not asking Dan about Rockefeller. Like I might ask him more than 2 questions about Rockefeller. I'm not asking him a question about Jay-Z. You know, so
because you can go anywhere else for that shit. That's why.
Exactly. And so
I know you guys are asking why right there. It's funny.
And so this is no lie. Like after every episode, all guests have been fucking with us on a major level. Like, yo, we love the vibe. Like y'all are dope. Like y'all treat this with so much respect. Like, and then even in some of the comments on YouTube videos, like, yo, they're asking questions that I haven't heard, this person get asked before, and that is what we take pride in. You know what I mean? And so, but we want to go to the nitty gritty. There's a lot of motivational shit out there. We want to give the real game. I need to know how Carl Kanai came up. I need to know the real details. Not we know you motivated. Okay, like, so do you sew? No, I don't sew. Okay, so who do you hire? Like, what are you looking for? Okay.
What do you look for in your
garments?
garments?
How did you ship? Like, shit. Like,
how do you know what to price? How do you know what to do this?
Are you still profiting? Like we asking no.
How did you expand overseas? How did you do that? How did you get in the videos?
We digging. Okay, so tell us how you got fucked over in business one time.
There you
know
go.
What I mean? Like tell us shit like that. Like we need to know. Like we need to know. You know what I mean? Just because like if we know you and then like I'm asking like my homies that I know that they doing good. Like I need to know like the details. You know what I mean? So don't tell me you got it. I know I got it. Tell me what's up though. Like tell me how you want to give us the game. Like
and also why do all these people fail?
Exactly.
When they try to do this shit.
Exactly.
You want as much as we want the success stories, we also want the failures so we can know what to learn from.
Yeah. Like, would you stay independent or like do you think that is more beneficial to partner with a major corporation? Like, okay, like there's benefits. Because there's a whole independent, friends right now. That's where people think that being independent is the way to go, which is what I believe in. Right. Like but there's still like, okay, what are the benefits of still partnering or still signing with a major label? Because there are still benefits to signing with a major label. Like if you're an artist, and there's things that we all need to be knowing. So that's how we take pride.
Also, I like getting the perspective of these guests too, of how they would maneuver in today's climate. Because they did it in a certain way in the past. But just like we bring up Dame and Carl, how would you get successful now? Is it easier now than before? Or is it just more saturated to where it's tougher? And they gave great answers to where Dame was like, bro, you can get rich walking outside if you want to.
Exactly.
Like, the money is there. The money is out there. Go get it. There's way more ways.
And so, like when I'm coming up with the questions, like, I'm looking at these people, okay, I'm already motivated. I'm already inspired. Like, if you was my real big homie, if you was my boy, like, if we're talking, just me and you, like, bro, how did you do this? Okay, put me on. Like those are the type of, like when I'm coming up with the questions, those are that's how I'm thinking of, because, like, I need to know how Karen Silva did this. Like, okay, like, are you making, like, how do you make money, Karen Silva?
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. Like, how do you make money? Just because, like, we know that you're doing this. How are you getting these checks? Like, where are these checks coming from?
Right.
How, like what type of deals are you structuring with these artists? Okay, you do it.
When did it first happen?
Yeah. Okay, like you do a 3 to okay, so you do a 3 to 6 month deal. Okay.
Right.
Like how are you getting paid from J Beats? Okay, how
and why do you do that 3 to 6 months? Why do you do that? Why do you structure it that way?
Like just because that's the shit because that everyone that they leave everyone to figure out once they give you the
because they'll tell you how they do it. They'll tell you to stay inspired, but it's like okay, like we're inspired now. Right.
Like where do we go from there? And so just to kind of like wrap everything up, you know, people will say, like because I've gotten DMs like I know you have too. Of people saying, oh, you inspire me. Like how did y'all do this show? At the end of the day, just have a vision. Yeah. And then fucking do it. Okay, don't ask any dumb questions. Like don't say how did you get a cameraman?
Yeah.
What? Okay. How did y'all find the location where to shoot at?
Walked outside.
What? Like bro, like go on Craigslist. Like we put out Craigslist ads for like the homie who's shooting our shit right now. Like I put out a Craigslist ad years ago, and then like he was fired, and then I'm like, yo, we tap it in, and now like we're constantly working on shit now. Like put out a Craigslist ad, like. Just, you know, like, it's not hard to find a location.
Point blank, there's really no excuses to not be able to do this shit. Like,
so,
in all honesty,
you know,
everything's at your fingertips. Everyone has a phone, everyone has a computer or whatever. Like, you can get it. You just gotta go do it.
Facts.
And we
get out your head.
Yeah.
Get out your head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we, you know, like, you got it. You know what I mean? Like, just, and then presentation and quality is everything.
It is.
And then, you know, that's basically it, you know what I mean? So, you know, is there anything else you want to give them?
Hell no, just go fucking do it.
Like, yes, sir.
Go create. This is just what we wanted to do. We did it in days. Like, we literally did this shit in days.
And we're impatient. Like, we know how a lot of y'all are.
And I hope you are too, because that'll work.
And if you really are in
favor,
I swear. And if you really are impatient, then you're
gonna blow up so quick. Like it's just
like you know. So and we really are.
Be impatient. Be impatient. Don't be satisfied. Don't get comfortable. Like just go do that shit and just keep leveling up every single time.
Yes, sir. But you know,
and go learn it too.
Yeah,
go learn it and go listen. Go ask the questions to other people too. Just like you guys ask us. Like go ask tons of other people.
Yeah. But we're gonna come at we're gonna come at y'all with more episodes like this to where it's just 100%. Me and Tim, just kind of giving some game. Obviously, like we got more episodes with a lot more guests, a lot more dope shit coming on. But we just kind of wanted to give y'all the first episode of just me and him, just giving a backstory and giving a real game, the shit that we want to get out of our guests. Like we hope that we've given y'all some of that.
100%.
So that's basically we in New York. This show is based in California. We're from San Diego, California.
In New York, baby. Let's go.
You know, we shout out to New York. New York's been treating us well. You know what I mean? Like we drinking a little bit, but we appreciate y'all, man. Follow us on Off the Rec Show at fucking Instagram,
boom,
fucking Twitter,
fucking everything,
all that shit.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's shout out the team. Let's shout out fucking our camera homie John from Upstate. Let's shout out our social media guy Marquise Worldwide. Let's shout out my boy Darian, a fire, screenwriter, actor who really designed the set. I am Ellis Burst. Let's shout out the homie Jordan, a fire rapper. He just here. That's the homie.
He's definitely here.
I'm gonna shout him out. You know what I mean? Like fucking Jordan Smooth, whatever. Like you gonna find him. Just type it in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Shout out to my bro Tim Quinn. You know what I mean? My dog. You feel me? Yeah, y'all gonna laugh at that.
Since the high school days, you guys already know.
Y'all gonna laugh at that, whatever.
Let's do it.
I mean. But
Samoy, where I'm at,
Hawaii, baby, Nick
Galore, Moana,
that's my Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. My bitch Moana.
Dwayne Johnson.
What's happening? The Rock?
The Rock.
Because he's The Rock.
Talk about The Rock.
He's The Rock.
Talk about The Rock.
On Samoa. I'm sorry. Samoa.
But
we're out, man. Plenty game, more insight. Go watch all that shit together. You already know. Fucking done.